Welcome Guardians, this is Winch here. So you want to know how to beat Crota in the latest raid. A feat not accomplished by too many at this point in time, a week after launch. But it will be designated by people wearing these emblems and shaders, a cryptographic shader and the Crota's in emblem. So look for those two indicators. I'm sure people will be spamming that as they are quite proud, as I am myself, of that accomplishment in the weeks to come. I don't. In my overall synopsis here, just quickly, is I think this raid is pretty easy in comparison to the first raid. That's just my personal opinion. I'll dive more into that. What I want to do here is just kind of show you guys a summary of how to beat the various aspects of this raid. It's not going to be a complete walkthrough. I'm trying to keep the video as short and as concise as possible. I'll leave some descriptions in the or notes and description with links to the 3 stages of the raid, as well as the 2 chests that I know of, to try to kind of give you a quick breakdown if you're trying to jump to those points. Now, if you want to get the first chest, that's just straight off the bat. A lot of people get good drops in this chest, so it's a real good chest to go to. Pretty much just go straight left off a spawn and follow the wall to that point, and there'll be a couple doors there. It's really dark in this first portion of this raid. I really like this aspect of the raid. Now, don't get me wrong, I like this raid more than the Vault of Glass. I like it much more, but I do think it's more simpler, or more simplistic. So that door had no chest in it, so we go around to the next one. As you can see, there's just so many thralls here left and right. They'll be coming at you left and right. As you can see, I'm using bad juju, which probably a lot of you are kind of scoffing at right now. Loadout's very important in this. Bad juju is really good for this first part because you never have to reload the thing. It has good hip fire. So if you kill a guy, I got mine fully upgraded. You kill an enemy, you got another 24 rounds back in the magazine, and you can pretty much just go full auto and keep destroying these enemies without ever having to reload your gun. So here's the first chest. Like I said, lots of people getting really good exotic drops right now, and that not myself. And to put the rumor to rest, there's been some rumors about these chests respawning without doing the raid, and that's BS, guys. Don't fall for that crap out there on YouTube. I don't know how that crap circulates, but these chests do not respawn. So overall strategy here is that you're basically going to be going between a very, just following these lights. And when you get to these lights, you'll have a brief period of time before they will explode and you'll have to get out of there. So you want to call out left or right or forward to your fellow teammates when you know where the next light is, because it's just absolute chaos here, right here with all these thralls. Now Titans, if you're a Titan out there, make sure you're running Defender class, make sure you have Force Barrier, because that's how you're going to extend your longevity, by meleeing an enemy, getting your Force Barrier active, and continuing on. Also watch out for the holes right there. There'll be lots of them. You fall in them, instant death. Nobody's going to come back and get you because there's just no time. Overall, you want to keep moving and progressing through this map. Turn around when you get to a light to kill a few of those thralls, then move on briefly once everybody knows where you're going. Communication's key, like it always is in the raid. Again, the holes are a big threat. Not spending too much time near the lantern before it blows up. And this is pretty simple. I mean, at some point in time, you'll kind of get the gist of it. Just keep moving and watch out for rockets. Don't use rocket launchers here. It's a bad idea with the proximity to the thralls. You'll just end up suiciding. But all in all, you'll get to the end of it right here. This is where Titan's actually a crucial member this time in the raid. The Vault of Glass, the Titan's just a joke. It's like, who runs a Titan in Vault of Glass? You're bringing the team down. Well, in this one, you actually need it. Right here with the Helmet of Endless Light, all these thralls coming in just buys you time. Anybody that comes in this thing gets health. I run the Armor of Light, by the way, right now at this stage in the raid. Not Weapons of Light. Basically, it makes you impenetrable inside the bubble. You want to have this cone be completely safe zone for all your teammates, as well as blinding out all these knights. Look at all these knights flooding in with these swords, these one-hit melee kind of guys. Again, absolutely paramount that you have somebody here with a Titan and a Defender class to get this Ward of Dawn up. If you don't have a Titan right here, you're done. All I just have to say, as many times as I've seen it run, you got to buy your team time to get this bridge built behind you to move on to the next segment of the game. So that's the overall strategy. Occasionally an org will spawn up here. Don't worry about it if it does. It seems kind of inconsistent. We just kind of go by them. Again, you don't have time to deal with an org when you have all these guys coming after you. And this is one of the favorite aspects of the art design of this. I really like this part of the map. I think that was really neat, the way just the little nuances they've got in here, the details, attention detail in this vault, in this raid, that is it's exemplary on behalf of Bungie. I have to commend them. Now moving on, this is commonly referred to as the bridge segment of the raid of Crota, and basically you got 3 plates on each side that you need to control. On one side of the bridge, and then one at a time, a spawn or a sword carrier knight will come in with a sword. Somebody will have to kill this knight, grab the sword, take it back to the other side, and do the same thing over there. You have to control each plate. One of your players has to be sitting on each of these plates, left and right of me right now, in order to avoid a complete team wipe. If somebody gets off that, it'll turn red. Right now you can see it's blue. It'll turn red, and then if nobody gets on it, basically the entire team will wipe. So very important. So as I pick up the relic here, it's my turn now. As my other 2 teammates stand by here, or 3 teammates stand by here and keep all those discs going, I'm going to come over here and try to establish the same thing we're doing on the near side of the bridge, on the far side of the bridge. My buddy Diamond 3 Pennies is up here. Shout out to him. Great team. Real good clan they got going on here. Really enjoyed playing with these guys. But your prerogative, once you get this sword, is to come over here and kill this knight, the gatekeeper, because he's very difficult. Just mash R2 3 times, 4 times, and it'll be no problem at all. Then after that, you're good to go. Your sword is done. Now you want to come back over here and just basically stay alive until you get another character over. Basically what you need is another 3 characters over here to control the plates, so the other 3 guys on the other side of the bridge can come back. So here you can see I'm kind of fast forwarding here a little bit. I'm on my plate now. Securing this plate and just offering supportive firepower and by my friendly teammates on the other side time to get over here. Once you get all over here, we're just basically going to kill some orgs and some knights and some waves, and that's really all you have to do. But as I'm sitting here with the scout rifle, this is one thing this weapon can do. I got Firefly in this weapon as well. This is the Iron Banner scout rifle. I re-rolled a few times. I also try to offer some supportive fire for that side of the fence over there. That side of the bridge, because they're having some difficulty there earlier in the match, and just trying to offer whatever support I can, because there wasn't too much going on my side. You can see this guy, he's got a lot of activity over there. That capture point is becoming compromised, so we're in danger of getting team wiped here in a moment. See, you can see it turning red over there. He's trying to get back over there to prevent that from happening. It's pretty hairy, but a guy gets over there, the Sunslinger, and it worked out fine. So they were able to secure that, get back over here. Now again, I'm fast forwarding, and now once everybody's over here, we're just going to basically wipe all the bosses and enemies, as you know, it's typical. This is where you'll get the I guess the first drop in the raid, where you'll have a potential to get raid gear, which I've seen people do. Again, I have not been fortunate enough to. You'll get raid gear drops and such, and the raid gear drop looks really cool, the armor that is. Again, the Ward of Dawn, very important here. Lots of wizards, lots of orgs, lots of thralls coming at you from 360 degrees. There you can see everybody's finally getting the big bosses killed there. I had already finished this part of the raid earlier in the week, that's why I didn't get anything dropped from me, but again, everybody's getting raid gear, so that's that aspect of the raid, the bridge portion. So now we're going to get to the Crota's end portion of the raid. Now, this is where the second chest is. I have not seen this one personally. What I understand here is if you don't get to this door before it closes in time, if your team wipes, it'll just put you on to the next segment and you don't have any chance to get it. Now, I don't think you can get any good drops other than energy or shards here, but don't quote me on that. But as you run in here, you got those streakers up there. You got to take those out. Lots of thralls. And I was the last man surviving here. I was trying to put some damage on it, and that's just a bad idea. I think you just need to keep running here and getting over the thralls. And what I tried to do is jump this big hole here to get to the door, but somehow the hole like sucked me in, or I got hit or something, and my jump just dies like right here, and I get sucked into it. So I don't know what happened here. Only the first time I did, but from what I understand, that door above me should have opened, or it should open if I get to it, and there's a chest in there. But again, I couldn't get to that door in time without getting sucked in this hole. And then we wipe here, and we start. This is where you start the final portion of the raid. Now, I'm basically just going to tell you how it works for us here on this segment of the raid. What we're going to do is spawn in and just forget about these knights. First of all, I should preface this by saying if nobody on your team is ranked 31, which at this point in time nobody is, because we filmed this before getting our rank up higher. If nobody on your team is ranked 31, forget about getting this raid done right now. Not everybody, but at least one person on your team should be ranked 31 for the final segment of the the raid where you're actually fighting Crota with the sword. But really, honestly, if you're fighting 32 level enemies and you're level 30, you're probably outgunned for the most part here. So my recommendation, I think time will certainly solve this here next week or so. Everybody's going to be ranking up that gear real quick, and everybody will be ranked 31, and I don't think this will be much of a problem. Our overall strategy here at this point is to get up here and get behind these rocks where these knights can't get to you, but be aware they can kind of squeeze in here on occasion. We did see them coming back here on certain extents. But one of our characters, Dime, up there, would go up there into the where this witch is that we're taking out. I forgot her name. But he will come out and draw out the witches and come back here to us, and then we will take out the witches. I'm calling them witches, but I know they're wizards, excuse me. You take out the wizards from cover, and once the wizards are gone, then you're going to go in there, and there's some streakers that spawn up as well. Having one person do that with a Gallahorn, that's pretty much what you needed to do. I don't have a Gallahorn, but going in there with a Gallahorn, taking those things out. Then once that happens, you have a very limited window with some kind of song that plays. Like 30 seconds here to get in there and get that done. So we got 30 seconds here. You can see the countdown right there. The streaker's gone, so I'm going to get in here as a Titan. I'm going to try to get my Ward of Dawn up with Weapons of Light now. Get this in here as close as I can to this final, what was this, Omnigall right here, I think it is. Put this down, and then we just lay into her with everything we can. I think I actually killed myself here a little bit at the end, but take her down with me. Oh, it's not Omnigall, whoever this wizard is. Anyway, take him out, and at this point in time, what happened is our whole team died except for one guy, but you actually have to kill all these minions before he can move on. So Mr. Steel here gonna go in and take it all out himself, solo all this. So I'll speed this up a little bit, but he goes on by himself. Again, Warlocks for the win, right? Warlock Master Race. He essentially goes in here and piecemeals as slowly and carefully as he can to get to that final checkpoint. To Crota's to the Crota battle, that is, and succeeds in reviving us, and we just kind of take it on from there. So the final segment here, again, I need to preface this by saying, and here as you can see, oh, by the way, there is no drops here. That's frustrating. You go through all this work and there is no drops, so that was surprising to me. I was like, really? We get to the final checkpoint and that's it? Anyway, so here's the final segment of Crota's End. What we did, we spawned up. You start here at the spawn. You got to wait for this this glass to come down. I kind of sped through that part. Everybody's got to stay on that central disc. The glass will come down, and what everybody's going to end up doing, the best strategy again, but first of all, make sure somebody, at least, preferably a hunter with invisibility, so you can do the blink thing over to get close proximity to Crota. Have him be 31 at least, or higher rank, obviously. But what everybody needs to do here is get down below, get downstairs is the ultimate goal here. And I think this clip, let's see, I think I meant to edit out that clip or this next clip, so excuse this gameplay. I will start here in the right moment here in just a moment. Let's see. All right, let's see, where are we at? Okay, I'm sorry, I meant to cut out those first two clips. Okay, here we go. All right, so this barrier is going to drop down, and in a moment, our strategy is going to get down to the area right below us. That's the best strategy that we've worked out so far. Now these knights and stuff like that, they will not come in here after you. So pay them no regard. Just take your time, take them out, and then make sure everybody's got icebreakers on. That's pretty much the best sidearm I've seen. Rocket launchers as well. So you take that segment out. Now you're going to come down below to this doorway right here. And this is where you can pretty much stay for the duration of the match as you work your way out towards Crota and the sword carriers. Now, the only way you can do damage to Crota is with a sword. One sword that the sword carrier knight will have out here. And then it will be that player's responsibility to grab that sword and take it up there in a very limited time frame, take out Crota, while the rest of the team spams him with fire to get him down to a knee, because that's the only time you can take damage. So this is a good time for a Titan to put out Ward of Dawn with the Weapons of Light on, and this is where you want to be ranked 31 because you do a lot of damage to Crota there. So as you see there, he's on his knee. And now the sword carrier can do a strike on him, about 4 or 5 hits at most. Then he's up again. Once that orange part of him, that orange glow goes away, hit him again with more fire, he'll go down to a knee again. So it's all about timing is the most important aspect of this, because you have a very limited window and you have to get 2 consecutive strikes on Crota basically to win this strike, or this raid. If you fail to get 2 consecutive strikes on him, at some point in time he'll reach a mode called Enraged. You know, basically that backdrop you see back there, that glowing green eye, will basically blow up, and you can't do anything about it, or he'll just spam you with orgs, and at some point in time you're just going to get overrun die. You have to kill him before that point. So you have about, I'd say, 10 to 15 minutes in here to get this done. And again, if it takes longer than that, if you're not successful in getting the 2 consecutive opportunities to hit before that sword goes away, you will get to that enrage aspect, and then that's all over for you. So this is the most difficult aspect of this raid right here, because if the timing is not right, it's absolutely critical. And if your sniping shots are on target for your whole team, so this is where you can kind of make the argument that this raid is just as difficult as the first Vault of Glass raid. But again, if you got a good team working together, I think you can get through it pretty easily. Whereas I think there's just so much going on with the Vault of Glass that can go wrong, and you know, the gates and the relics and all that stuff. So you can see there again, he got a couple hits there. He is orange, now he's not orange, so we'll hit him again. Should try to get him down a knee again, so our player up there, Devil, can get up there with the sword and get one more hit on him. Right there, he got about 4 strikes on there. You can see 2 passes there. He's dang near half full on health, so pretty successful there in just 2 hits. So optimum time would be like 4 passes at this. I think 5 is what it took us to finally get this done. But you can see everybody's staying back here because orgs will eventually spawn, the big orgs, and there'll be 2 of them. And also Crota, as he moves left and right, he will move off the center pedestal. Whenever he moves like that, everybody pulls back. Everybody pulls back when Crota moves, because you don't want to distract them. You want Crota to come back to the center pedestal, and so there's no reason for you to go out there at all. See how everybody's back here? This is what you have to do. Don't make the mistake of trying to go out for ammo or an orb or something like that, because you're going to get slaughtered, because Crota's right above your head right now, waiting for you to do that. So here's the orgs. We hit him with the icebreakers. He goes down real quick. When you got some rank 31s here, an icebreaker, it's no problem. There's one more out there. Just be patient. We're telling this guy to come back. Don't go out there. Again, there's the org again. Sometimes Weapons of Light's a good idea right back here too, just to make it go quicker, but all in all, we don't have too many problems putting him down right there. Pretty much just rinse and repeat. Do this successfully 2 more times. But again, any point in time, if you muck this up, you're pretty much going to be done, because your time window is counting. There's nothing really counting, but it is. And of course, you know, I think most of you should know that the chalice back here, the chalice of light, your health regen is disabled, so you have to use the chalice to regen your health. I didn't mention that, but I assume most people would know that at this point in time. Just to make sure you got that back there, make sure that nobody's running out there. That's really the gist of all this, is making sure the team knows what's going on, what the main objective is. The best case scenario is to kill this sword carrier as far back there as you can, like we did right there. That's perfect. This is picture perfect. Killed him way back there. Devil went out, got the sword. I got the weapons to light up. Hit him down there. We time it perfectly. Devil's right there with the sword, and he just goes to town on him this time. I think he got about 4 or 5 more hits on there. At one point in time, he actually gets hit by Crota with the sword and somehow manages to survive. That poor guy, his heart rate was just thumping up there, going up. I imagine that looks pretty cool right there. There it is right there. There's the hit. Oh, Crota just sideswiped him, and just, I don't know how he didn't take him out. And he was screaming on that one. It was pretty epic that he survived that. What a shot that was. And that was a great moment. We were all just... We knew at that point that we had it. I think that was a point in time where we're like, okay, we got this. Things are looking good. The health's down right there. Now this guy got a little overzealous out there and died. And again, whenever anybody dies, the enrage will happen right there. You got to shoot that big globe before it just takes it. It'll wipe the whole team. So just shoot that. It's not a big deal. You'll have time to revive this guy. It just can't be doing that. You can afford to do it once or twice, but just don't expect to be doing that all the time. But again, calling out anytime you see the sword carrier right there is very important. We're calling him right side there, right of the podium. He's coming at us, and you can see there the knockback there with the icebreaker does a lot of damage. Hit him in the head, of course, critical damage. And now that he's down, we're going to get out there and just do the same thing again. Crota, and you'll see Crota come right back to the center. Whenever the sword carrier comes out, Crota always goes back to the middle. That's what we've observed so far. It'll be interesting to see how that pans out here in the future. So again, there he is down to the knee once more. He's going to hit him just a few more times, and he's down to about less than a quarter health. I'm throwing out some rockets because my icebreaker's out of ammo there for a moment. We try to get one more pass on him right here. Bring him down one more time. And every time we're getting hits on this guy, we're calling out what his health is, and his shield, that is. And so that helps the sword carrier up there know when it's time for him to get ready to attack. And that way it's not all on him. He's got a lot of things going on up there, a lot of people shooting at him a lot of nights. You got to have the right guy doing that kind of sword carrying right there. And you know, that's by far the most risky nature of the attack. Got to have a lot of faith in that character right there at the end. Right here I'm using some consumables again. That's pretty common with the raid gear. Raid strikes, you need to have that stuff ready to go. So we pretty much do this one more time. This is where we succeed in defeating him. So I hope this kind of helps you out, guys. I'll show you what some of the raid gear is that drops here at the end. Personally, I got the rocket launcher. It's kind of cool how it divvied up all the raid gear amongst all of us. Two guys got the shotgun, one guy got the fusion rifle, one guy got the sniper rifle. But nobody got any armor, which is interesting to me. It pretty much just divvied up all the raid weapons, which was fine with me. I was happy to get a rocket launcher because my rocket launchers suck. And I only have one heavy exotic weapon right now, so I need all the help I can get on the legendary side. But again, my synopsis on this raid is I enjoyed it much more than the Vault of Glass. I think it's a little shorter in duration, but long term, I'd see this spot, and I can hear the criticism now, this is, quote, the cheese spot. I don't know. You know, we tried it up top. It didn't work. The timing, the exposure didn't work right. You're funneling the enemies to where you need them. You know, I can imagine Bungie. I say to my buddies, and I was joking. I was like, just watch Bungie. They could patch this, and we're going to have a Minotaur spawning up our ass here every 15 seconds, or a knight of some kind or something back here, you know, to help flush us out of here. I don't know. We'll see how Bungie takes it. That's why I think they're holding off on the hard raid for now. You know, whether or not this raid is where it should be, again, I mean, it's hard. I mean, we're talking amongst our friends here. It's probably 20 hours invested to figure out how to get this and finally get to the point to beat this. Because we tried a lot of strategies up to this point. By far and away, this is the most effective strategy we saw. So please like and subscribe, viewers. Appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer what I can. Again, I'm not an expert. This is just my first successful raid. This is the best evidence we've had thus far. And if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave a comment. And thanks for watching. I'll let the last video pan out here with the raid gear, so you can see what everybody got. And I will have more Destiny content to come. And I will see you guys on the battlefield.